Hey class, I'm just going to start this new video. This will be the second thing I did in the class before the break, and that's looking at changing and coding properties associated with objects in Visual Basic. So yet again, I'm going to start with File, having my Visual Studio open, New, Project, making sure I have Visual Basic highlighted, and left-clicking only once the Visual Forms app. I'm going to change the name of this program to uh, Properties. Let's see if I can spell this right. Properties Tutorial Program. Okay. Yet again, making sure the location is correct as to where it saves. So browse, double checking that yes, it is in the file folder that I want it to be saved to. So my Visual Basic exemplars for you guys on your J drive, it might be your Visual Basic folder or whatever folder you selected on your personal computer. Okay, so that is correct. I will click OK. Wait for the program to load. And now I have my design window open. So there's some stuff we did before, and I'm just going to go through the basics here. This applies to uh, most objects. With the dialog box, you have more flexibility or more things, properties that you can change, but stuff like labels, you can only change specific properties based on whatever object you're actually using. So yet again, I'm just going to make my dialog box a little bit bigger. And remembering that the properties window is bottom right hand corner, I'm going to first look at changing the text. Okay, there's going to be about 5 things you're going to look at changing here. It's going to be um, name, the name of the dialog box, the text in the dialog box. I'm also actually going to look at adding a label and changing the font and font color of that label. I'm going to look at changing the back color of the dialog box and the location of the program when you actually open it up. Okay, so first I'm going to change the text of this to Properties Tutorial Program. And when I hit enter, we can see on the top of the dialog box that we have Properties Tutorial Program. Now remember, you have to left click the dialog box in order to change any of its properties. I'm going to keep scrolling down until I see the big header, Design, which is right here. And I'm going to change the name to capital P Properties and another no space capital P Program. Okay. And this is what we will be referring to in code or for the code as we make any changes for the code. That'll be actually more so for when we're coding properties in, and we're not going to worry about that for this section. We're just going to worry about changing it from the properties section on the bottom right hand corner. So we've changed the program name. That's great. Okay, so now what I want to do is add a label. I'm going to add this label, and I want to change the text of this label. Okay, so making sure that you have left-clicked label 1 under Appearance. You're going to scroll down to Text, and we're going to change that text to Properties Tutorial. Okay, click Enter. Move that to the center. And as we scroll up, we can actually see a font property here. Now this font property is similar to Microsoft Word, in which if you click on the boxes beside, by the way, I should mention what these boxes do. If you see the box with a plus, that means you have more options based on that one property. So if I click it, it provides more options just in the font area, and if I click it again, it minimizes that stuff. So I'm going to click on that, and based on this name, I can change the font here. So Microsoft Sans Serif, if you actually remember any of the names of font in Microsoft Word, Visual Basic will probably have it. But if you don't, right beside the font name, you have a drop-down box. We can use this drop-down box and actually scroll through all the various types of font types and pick whichever one we want. So I'm gonna pick Comic Sans MS. Okay. The size, yet again, similar to Microsoft Word, I can change this to whatever size I want. I'm going to change it to size 10, and you'll see how much bigger it gets. If you notice that change right there, that's a lot bigger than the initial. Okay. And that's all we're going to do for the text options. That's all we're going to look at right now. So now if I if I just left click once the dialog box, I want to change the background color of this dialog box. So right now, I believe the background color is control. So you see back color is the property here. Yet again, if I click on the control, I have a drop-down box again. And there's three categories that these colors are associated with. Okay, system. So any colors associated with the operating system or that comes prepackaged with the operating system. Web, which is basically the combination of any types of colors with their appropriate name beside them. So you can see as we scroll through here, all these have unique names. And then custom, where we actually make whichever color or pick whichever color here and then use that. And colors are based on RGB values. I'm not going to get into that, but that's how computers determine color. So I'm just going to stick with web because this is fairly easy to use, I think. And we're going to change to dark olive green. I'm going to click that. Ooh, actually, I don't like that. I'm going to change it to green yellow. There you go. So this is a lot easier to see your text. Okay, but green yellow is the back color I pick with this. And still having your dialog box highlighted or selected, okay, just by left clicking it once. I will scroll down to, I believe it is layout. So the layout option, scroll down, you have start position here. So this is the position in which the dialog box will pop up based on what you set it to. So if I pick center screen, this dialog box will pop up on my center screen. So with this, now I just click start. And after I've changed all these, this gives me the preview. That's the font being changed, the text associated with the title of the program, my background color, and the font size. Okay, so that's it for going over a few things in terms of changing properties. Feel free to explore other properties, but I will go through some and yet again list them in the PowerPoint presentation at the end, just to give you a guidance or reference list. Okay, so I'm going to exit that, and I'm going to save all my files here, and I'll start a new project on the next video that shows you how to do coding of properties.